The world is witnessing a historic transformation in how goods move across the planet. For decades, the global economy relied on a few narrow corridors in the south. But today, those corridors are facing unprecedented structural limitations. The traditional maritime maps are being rewritten, and the center of gravity is shifting toward a region once thought impossible to navigate: the high north. Welcome to the Northern Sea Route. Spanning over 3,500 miles along the Arctic coastline, this corridor is no longer just a theoretical shortcut. In 2026, it has become a primary strategic alternative for global trade. As southern transit zones become increasingly restricted, the ability to move cargo through the ice is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity for economic survival. To understand the scale of this shift, we have to look at the numbers. A standard commercial vessel traveling from East Asia to Northern Europe via the southern canals typically covers over 12,000 miles. This journey, under normal conditions, takes approximately 40 days. However, the Northern Sea Route reduces that distance to just 8,000 miles. We are talking about a reduction of nearly 40% in transit time. In the fast-paced economy of 2026, saving 15 days at sea means saving millions in fuel, labor, and insurance costs. But more importantly, it provides a safe zone from the geopolitical pressures and regional instabilities that currently plague the Southern Hemisphere. This revolution was not possible without a massive leap in maritime engineering. Russia has deployed the world's most advanced fleet of specialized ice-breaking vessels, specifically the Project Tutot-2220 class. Ships like the Arktika, Sibir, and the newly commissioned Yakutiya are the heavyweights of the Arctic. These are dual-draft vessels, meaning they can navigate both the deep waters of the Arctic Ocean and the shallow estuaries of northern rivers. With 60 megawatts of power, they can crush through ice up to 3 meters thick, maintaining a steady path for commercial convoys behind them. Without this steel shield, year-round navigation in the Arctic would remain a dream. But in March 2026, it is a daily reality. Beyond general cargo, the North is now the world's most critical energy artery. Despite complex international regulations, projects like Arctic LNG-2 are operating at a massive scale. To move this energy, a specialized shadow fleet of ice-class tankers has been developed. On March 13, 2026, data confirmed that China received its largest ever shipment of natural gas via the northern route. These tankers are designed to operate independently in extreme temperatures, using ship-to-ship transfer hubs near Murmansk to keep the supply chain moving. By bypassing traditional transit bottlenecks, these energy shipments are reaching their destinations with zero interference from southern maritime authorities. However, the rapid development of the Polar Silk Road has not gone unnoticed. The international community is reacting with a mixture of awe and caution. Major regional alliances, including NATO, have significantly increased their presence in the high north. Just last week, the Cold Response 26 exercise brought together 25,000 personnel from 14 nations to practice logistics and security in extreme winter conditions. From Finland to Norway, the message is clear. The Arctic is no longer a quiet wilderness. It is a contested zone of high-altitude strategy and advanced monitoring. But the Arctic is a brutal environment that does not tolerate mistakes. Operating in these conditions requires specialized technology that few countries possess. We recently saw the risks of using aging vessels when a technical incident in the Mediterranean involving a sanctioned tanker led to a total loss of cargo. This incident proved that while the North offers a shortcut, it demands perfection. There is no room for error when you are 500 miles from the nearest port in sub-zero temperatures. Furthermore, the environmental impact of increased shipping is under intense scrutiny. As the ice extent continues to fluctuate, the balance between economic gain and ecological preservation is becoming the defining debate of the decade. As we reach the middle of March 2026, the global maritime landscape has fundamentally changed. The ocean's arteries are no longer restricted to the warm waters of the South. The North has risen. The Arctic shortcut is redefining alliances, creating new economic superpowers, and challenging the traditional dominance of southern sea lanes. For the first time in history, the North Pole is the center of the world's trade map. Thank you for following this deep dive into the world's changing transit routes. From the desert pipelines to the Arctic ice, we have explored the new veins of global power.